folks, so don't be too worried about injured on the thumbnail. I am having a few issues or niggles at the moment with my left foot. So I mentioned them a few weeks ago in a video. I think it's the onset of sort of plantar issues now. I've had plantar fasciitis a few times over the years and we definitely don't want that. So just been recovering it, trying to get it better, because we are going to be heading over to Chamonix in just over a week's time. And you know, there's nothing worse than being in that beautiful mountain town and not being able to run. However, it is a beautiful evening here in Hayle, so we thought we'd pop out onto the Hayle Towans. We always try and get a walk in at some point of the day to get away from the screens. You know, that's no good for us sitting down staring at screens. So come out here, get some fresh air. We've also got some new little Yeti cups to test out, so perfect for a flat white coffee. If you've seen our van build series, you'll have seen that Yeti actually personalised some of their big tumblers for us with the Run4Adventure logo. That was actually sorted out by the Ply guys, so a big shout out to them. But we thought we'd get some matching smaller mugs, perfect for a little flat white and definitely perfect for a Moody's coffee in Chamonix. So obviously it's always frustrating when we are having niggles, but you know, we're all runners here, so we know that comes with the territory, unfortunately. But thought we'd make the most of this time. So over a month ago now, myself and Liga took on the Farmmageddon looped event, and we were supposed to give you a sort of debrief of how the race went, but we've just been so busy over the last few weeks, what with the new adventure bus build and everything else going on behind the scenes, preparing for our first big trip in the new bus over to Chamonix, that we kind of got left behind. So we thought we'd make the most of it this evening and tell you all about how my 12-hour race went and how Liga's marathon went around that pretty challenging 5k loop. So let's walk a bit, stretch the legs out. We've been sitting down for a long time today, have a bit of coffee, and then we'll tell you how it went. Beautiful evening, and it is a beautiful view behind the camera over to a hazy St Ives, sun setting. Mega. What a place to live. Cornwall really is. We're very lucky, aren't we? So how did Farmmageddon go? First of all, great name for an event, love it. That's why we chose it in the first place. So if you've seen the race video or the race series, I wanted to sort of test myself over that distance. It'd been a long time since I'd done a looped event. We've run many a looped event over the years. I actually did my first 100 miler at Enduroman looped event, and Liga did your first 50 mile, no, first marathon and 50 miler. Yeah. So we're familiar with the looped event and we actually enjoy it. And as far as my race goes, the plan was to run 100 kilometers for 60,000 subscribers on the channel. So got to say a massive thanks for all the support. 60,000 subscribers, it blows our mind, and I wanted to celebrate it by running a distance of some sort. So that was the goal, 100k. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it. So 56 miles, so it's still okay. I sort of continued moving the whole way, bit of running, bit of walking when it got tough. To be fair, it was a more challenging route than we thought, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few long, drawn-out climbs, which are never great on a looped event. You'd much rather have short, sharp climbs that you can walk and then get on with the running. But these were really long and drawn out. And we were running across farm fields, funnily enough, with it being called Farmmageddon. And where it had been quite dry, those fields were quite rutted, so it was hard on the lower leg and you were working pretty solid around that loop. And I think it caught up with me towards the end, probably not prepared enough, not well trained enough to hit that 100k in 12 hours. And looped events are funny, so they're the only types of races you'll ever do where, you know, if you stop, you sit down, you put your feet up, you grab something to eat, you're still getting nearer to the finish because you're on the clock and time is running. So it really is a physical as well as a mental battle when you're doing that type of racing. And I think it's the ultimate test of running distance. You know, you've got nowhere to hide, you know, and it is tough. It's a tough form of racing, but Also a really enjoyable type. We love it, don't we?
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's that social aspect of it. You're out on the route with lots of other people, you're supporting each other, there's always a good atmosphere.
Whenever you pass someone or they pass you, you have a little chat, see what's the story. I do enjoy that aspect of it.
And a lot of people think looped stuff's going to be negative, and I did the first time I ran a looped event, but actually it is a really positive environment. But I do think, if I'm honest, I could have probably hit that 100k limit, you know, but maybe I just wasn't focused enough mentally. Training is great at preparing you physically, but it also prepares you mentally to take on these long challenges, and I don't think I'd had enough training in the bag or enough training in my legs, and definitely not enough training in my mind. So I was a little bit disappointed about not getting to the 100k mark, but you know, I kept moving for 12 hours and I finished the event having no major issues, so that's always a positive. And it was a really well organized event and we met some really nice people. But how about for you? How was the marathon? Enjoy the experience?
I really enjoyed running the marathon. What I really like about these looped events is that you can choose your own challenge and pace, and you don't have to push hard unless you really want to. And I chose the marathon because I wanted to see how I'd feel running that far while taking it really easy. It's funny how your perspective shifts when you run a few ultras. Suddenly running for 5 hours doesn't seem like a big deal anymore.
It's like I always say, distance is just perception of the mind.
Yeah, so I just kept everything really relaxed and I really enjoyed the experience. It's just so nice to bimble around. Yeah, we hooked up, we ran a loop together, had a nice chat, or a couple of loops together, had a nice chat on the way around. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see you, because after that and
then we never saw each other again. But Liga still ran a pretty solid time, around 5 hours, and she was just cruising. Again, your body felt good, you felt strong, didn't you?
That was the plan, and it works when you take it easy. I don't really like to suffer, so.
And the best bit of all, I think mid-race we had a fresh pizza delivery, which I've never had at a race, which was amazing. And then when we finished, I think there was 12 different cakes to choose from.
Maybe even more. There was a row of cakes.
And they were homemade cakes, and they even had a coffee station there that was making coffees, and you could choose your syrups.
I was so confused. They said, so what would you like? I asked for coffee. Well, we have cappuccino, a latte, hot chocolate. It was like taking them back.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Well,
it was like a 12-hour sort of moving buffet. It was brilliant. But shall we finish our coffees and carry this walk on? So 56.5 miles in 12 hours and a marathon is definitely not to be scoffed at. And, you know, we were happy with the outcome of the race, especially when we take into consideration the volume of training that we'd done or maybe hadn't done. So, like I said, it still was a positive. And other positives to come out of the Farmmageddon event were, one, we really enjoyed our time there. It was a well-organised event that we'd definitely go back to. Two, it was funny conditions weather-wise, so it was very muggy and we had the odd shower here and there, and the SAYSKY kit that we were wearing performed really well. Now, if you follow the channel, you'll know that we've been rocking their kit for several years now. We use it for all our training and in some tough races, and it's never let us down. Now, they actually supported this short series and they've also supported you guys. So we have a discount code in the description. So if you've ever thought about trying out their kit, or you've been a big fan of their apparel for years and years like we have, then if you use that code, you can save yourself a massive 15% discount off any purchase. So, like I said, I've left all that information in the description below. So if you do want to try it out, feel free, guys. Also, another positive thing was nutrition. Now, we know as runners that can go wrong drastically and pretty quickly, but it did work really well on the day. And like I said earlier, they had fresh pizza delivered, and I reckon I devoured 4 slices, so the stomach was feeling good. I was sticking to Precision Fuel and Hydration gels, chew bars, energy chews for the duration of the race, and taking savoury items from the checkpoint as well. I actually set a nutrition alarm on my COROS Pace Pro to go off every 45 minutes just to remind me to take something on board, because in looped events, it's so easy to forget. You know, you kind of switch off, you learn that loop over the time, and you know which path to take and where you're going to walk, where you're going to run, and you really can zone out. So that alarm feature really helped and made me stick to the plan. And they've also hooked us up with something for you guys at home. So if you are in the market for a new GPS sports watch, I couldn't recommend them highly enough. We've both been wearing the new Pace Pro for a while now. We've had COROS watches for years. Again, never let us down. Great customer service, nice, small, lightweight, compact units packed full of features. But if you do pick up a watch from their website, again, if you follow the link in the description below, you can grab yourself a free nylon band, which we both use on our Pace Pros. Super comfortable. It makes the watch even lighter than it is in the first place. So again, a great offer. Grab yourself a watch and a free band thrown in. So massive thanks to SAYSKY and COROS for supporting the channel, because you know, a lot of this stuff just wouldn't be possible without the support of brands like them. Okay, so that is the coffee's finished off. It's been a lovely walk out here in the sunshine.
It's lovely.
But time flies, doesn't it? It's time for dinner now, so we're going to head home. But yeah, so the outcome of the Farmmageddon event was, yeah, I probably could have hit 100k, but I'm not overly disappointed. Liga ran a strong marathon, so we're both happy with our efforts getting a long run in, which we hadn't done for some time. So it's really good prep for what's coming later in the year. Speaking of what's coming later in the year, we're super excited about our first big trip away in the new Adventure Bus 3.0. If you haven't watched any of that build series so far, definitely go and check it out. I'll leave links for those videos in the description. We are over the moon with her, aren't we?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Turned out better than we could have ever expected. So a massive thanks to all the sponsors. A huge thanks to the Ply guys up in Scotland that did the interior build. Just looks wicked, better than we could have ever thought. It's going to be amazing. It's going to make life on the road so much more comfortable, so much more practical. And speaking of that Chamonix trip, we have got lots planned. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, definitely click on that little red box down there in the corner and hit that bell icon, because then you'll be notified when we upload any exciting mountain running content. And there's going to be lots of that coming over the coming weeks. Also, we're hooking up with Innovate again for our Chamonix shakeout run during UTMB week on the Wednesday morning. We'll be leaving more details on the channel very soon. If you came last year, you'll know we had a fantastic time. Almost 100 runners turned up from all over the world, which is incredible. We had giveaways, free Innovate trucker hats. We even got treated to a free Moody's coffee afterwards by Innovate. So if you're in town, definitely come along. We'd love to meet up with as many viewers as possible. It really is a nice, relaxing run down by the river. Ideal for easing those big race day nerves if you are doing UTMB or the CCC or MCC, OCC. I can't keep up with all the CCs they've got nowadays, but it is a brilliant time. So hopefully we'll see you there. But short video today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting hearing how our Farmmageddon antics went. But we're off home to get some dinner. We'll see you on the channel soon. And as always, stay safe, keep on running. Well, I'm walking at the moment, but I'll be running soon, I promise.